Alrighty, everybody, what's going on? What's up? This is Rich Guzman, and welcome to Ace and Rich Freedom by Design Live. Ace right now is sending this one out tonight, guys. If you guys know us, you know she's been dealing with a pretty bad tooth infection, and but she's on the mends. We got her some antibiotics, but she still got some pain and stuff like that. So, but wish her well, and I'm sure she'll be back on the next Freedom by Design Live. And so let's talk about a very important topic this evening, you know, and why we're here, okay? I want to be honest for a second here, and, you know, we're going to talk about systems and why, you know, when people join systems, they don't really do anything, they don't take any action, and we're going to cover why that is, okay? So if you're watching us here on YouTube, guys, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And also don't forget to click on the notification bell. That way you don't miss a beat when we go live. And you'll be notified when we actually post up these videos. Now, also here on Facebook, peeps, what's going on? Like to see you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. And just want to talk about something that really, what we've seen over the years with our affiliate marketing success. And we've seen some people have success and other people not, right? So, and what happens is, people, you know, they get stuck, they get frozen, they just, I don't know if it's fear, it might be fear, maybe, you know, things are going on in their life that are affecting them as far as like trying to take action. Because what we see is when people freeze up, they don't take action, okay? And this is why they get stuck. And people have to realize that if you get frozen, okay, if you freeze up and you don't take action, all right, what happens is nothing's going to change in your circumstances. Usually people, the reason why they join an affiliate marketing system is because they want to change their circumstances. They want to be able to have a better life, right? Want to be able to have more money, right? Maybe travel, right? It's different for everybody, right? Like Freedom by Design Live here, you know, we talk about, you know, freedom for everyone, you know, is not the same. It's different for everybody. Right? So you have to really ask yourself, what does that freedom mean for you? Some people like freedom, you know, spend time with their family more. Sometimes people, you know, they think about freedom as, you know, maybe, you know, I want a new car, right, with the top, take the top off, and, you know, and just cruise by the beach or something, right? Or maybe they want to move to a tropical island like me and Ace, right? Freedom means different for everybody. So you have to really figure out what that is for you, all right? Because what's happening is when people are freezing up, and they're not taking action, they're really self-sabotaging their goals, right? Because we're here, we all have goals, right? Everybody is at a different level. Everybody wants to achieve goals. But the problem is sometimes people create goals and they copy other people's goals. And what happens when you do that, it's not really real. It's someone else's goals, not yours. And that's another reason, you know, another reason why people freeze up is because when they think about other people's goals, they're not being real with themselves, and your brain really doesn't really know, right? So you're trying to follow somebody else's patterns, someone else's goals, and you're not really thinking about yourself. Now let's rewind a little bit. Let's say that you realize this, and you want to start focusing on your own goals. Well, what kind of goals should we focus on? Those goals should be focused on what really matters to you, what's important to you. And what I mean by that is, what things do you think about that when you think about those things, it keeps you up at night? And also, you feel an emotional connection to it, right? When we get emotionally connected to something, that's powerful because that means that it's real and it really matters, okay? Not that we're just thinking about like, you know, you see someone, you know, doing something in their own goals and things like that. We don't want to do it. We want to create our own life, our own freedom by design, our own lifestyle. Okay? Now, I've seen this happen also, you know, in the past few years. People tried to say, hey, I want a lifestyle like, you know, you guys, Ace and Rich, right? You know, I want to travel and go to a tropical island and be by the, you know, by the beach and sunsets and live a great lifestyle. And I'm like, that was our goal, right? We didn't do the whole laptop lifestyle as far as like traveling, being like a digital nomad. We didn't want to do that. Right? We wanted to do our own thing. So we decided to move to Puerto Rico, and we decided to actually create our own lifestyle, right? Live the way that we want to live, right? And for us, we get bored very easily. I mean, maybe after a while, we'll probably move back to the States and move somewhere else, right? Or maybe somewhere, abroad. Who knows? It's just, we have our own goals, we have our own visions of what we want that means something to us. Because if we decide to change something, there has to be a significant reason, and it has to be emotionally connected. And that's when we know we're going to get it done, right? But if it doesn't mean anything, if I go, oh, well, I just want to move to, I don't know, Thailand, right? Because everybody else was going to Thailand. That doesn't mean anything to me. So if I'm saying that, I'm not going to really take my business seriously, right? But if I go, hey, maybe I want to move to Florida, right? Maybe I want to move to Hawaii, right? Maybe I want to move somewhere where I want to go. But why? How does that make you feel, right? This is a little bit of homework that we have to do. So here's what I'm going to give you guys a little homework here. Write down the top 5 things that mean the most to you, to the point that it does keep you up at night, but you connect to it emotionally, right? Where it makes you feel good, right? It makes you feel good. You think about what would that feel like, right? Put yourself in those shoes in the present moment before it even gets there, right? That's the most important thing you can do. Top 5 things that if money was no option, it was no problem at all in your life, okay? What will your life look like? All right, and that's got to be 5 things. Do this homework, and I guarantee you, you won't freeze up. You will take action, because now it's real, and it matters to you. And that's been our secret sauce to our success. Now, let's talk about systems, right? People, they also hesitate, right? They feel like, okay, the system's working, it's a great system, but why am I hesitating, right? Why am I hesitating? Well, it could be several reasons. One of the reasons is they're looking for support, and they're not getting that support. So what happens if they don't get any support, they lose confidence in the system. That's another reason why people kind of hesitate and stuff like that, right? We've seen that mostly with 99.9% of what we've gone through, because we've talked to a lot of people, and when they come to us, they say, well, I'm coming to you, Ace and Rich, because I see that you support your team and everything, and I can see that you help people out, you help them make sales, and I see that you work with them, and that you're real. But I left the other system because I was told I was going to get support, and then I didn't get support, and I was left alone, and I didn't know what to do, so I lost confidence, right? It's not that my mindset had a problem, it's like I lost confidence in the system. Right? That's the reason why I went and seeked you guys out. And we get that all the time, and that's why people do hesitate, because they do lose confidence if they don't have support, right? And there's a lot of other reasons too, but this is one of the main ones, and you might be dealing with this right now. And if you are, right, hit us up. You let us know what you're struggling with, right? What happened with that scenario, right? That way we can help you move forward, and that way you can start getting results that you truly deserve, okay? Now, let's talk about the mindset portion of what we're talking about here tonight, okay? The mind likes to lie to you. It loves to lie to you. And what it does, it fools you, all right? It's already telling you that you're no good. You don't deserve success. And it's by automatic default. It's a programming. It's already defaulted, right? So you got to go against the grain, and you got to stop asking, telling yourself like, well, if I fail, I'm going to fail again, or I'm probably going to fail this because, it seems really hard. Let me tell you something. I changed the language on the word hard. What I said was, nothing is hard. It's just different. I don't understand it. It's just unfamiliar to me right now. So it doesn't mean that it's difficult. It just means I just don't understand it yet. So if you look at something and it seems difficult, don't think that the tech is going to bother you. It's more about you're just making excuses of what you think is hard because you're programmed to think that way. But let me tell you something. It's not hard. It's just different. And if you change your verbiage, I guarantee you, you'll move forward and you'll start seeing great results in your business, okay? And here's another thing that a lot of people talk about all the time. Well, what if I look stupid, right? People are going to watch me, right? I'm creating content now. People are going to be like, what are you doing? What is that thing you're doing? You changed, right? All these weird things that happen when you decide to become an entrepreneur, right? And, you know, the thing about it is, that's the broke version of you. That's the broke version of you. We have two versions. We have the wealthy version of ourselves, and we have the broke version of ourselves. And the broke version of ourselves is always lying to us, always has that parrot on the shoulder, you know, call it the parrot on the shoulder, telling us that we're no good, that we're not going to do this, we're going to fail, right? And it's not going to work. When the reality is, it is going to work, because you're going to make it work, because you are more in control of yourself than you actually realize, okay? So don't listen to anybody what they say, all right? The naysayers, you know, the people, the trolls, whoever, family, friends, trust me, I've been through that. Ace has too. Family, friends, you're never going to do it, right? Sort of laughing, right? That's called crabs in the bucket, right? People like to pull other people down when they're going up, and they don't like to be alone, right? This journey, when we take this journey as an entrepreneur, we leave behind the crabs in the bucket that are trying to pull us down. It's true. If you ever really see crabs in the bucket, if crabs are being pulled out, other crabs click down to the other crabs to try to pull them back down. And that's also psychologically what happens with humans, right? Especially like family and friends. They always try to pull people down. Now, it's not in every scenario, but the majority, yes, that's what happens. So watch out for that crabs in the bucket scenario, okay? Now, let's talk about motivation versus decision. Motivation versus decision, okay? Now, waiting to feel ready keeps people broke. As my coach always says, Jeffrey, he says, people are always getting ready to get ready. They're looking for the perfect moment, the perfect day, the perfect night with clear skies and the full moon, and things have to be aligned just right in order for someone to take action. But unfortunately, that's what keeps people broke and keep people stuck, right? Now, I don't want that for you. What I want for you is to put your head up high and believe in yourself and realize that you are someone important and you do matter in this universe, right? You do matter. So stop thinking like people that are broke, that are always ready to get ready, and they're looking for the perfect moment to get started. Or even when they get started, they're not really getting started as far as taking action in their business. They can get started by signing up, but they're not really moving forward if they're not taking action, right? Like what we're talking about this evening. So, but momentum only comes after the decision, all right? See, I like momentum, and I use the inspiration for that momentum. I don't use momentum alone, right? I use inspiration, attach it to the momentum. Because momentum is great because you can get like excited temporarily, right? It doesn't last, and you can get hyped up and you can get motivated and do something, but it dies out after a while, right? But if we're inspired about what matters to us about our freedom by design, right? The top 5 things that really matter to us, that our emotional connection gets connected to that, right? Then it changes the game. Now we connect that to the momentum. We can sustain that momentum, right? And that just comes after the decision. That decision is so important. Sometimes we hesitate quite a bit, right, when we make decisions. Sometimes we need to make decisions rapidly and adjust right afterwards, right? I notice the biggest accomplishments that we've ever done, okay, was quick decisions and then adjust afterwards. That's what I noticed. That's been like when we broke records or when we want to break records again, we always think that way, okay? We make decisions rapidly. We don't worry about what's going to happen next. We're just going to take action and adjust accordingly. We're not going to think about it. We're not going to just get ready, right? Just waiting for the right moment. We're going to take action immediately. And that action that we take is going to literally bring us to where we want to go to faster, because we're going to take action fast and we're going to adjust accordingly by making that decision without even thinking about it. Okay? That's one of the secret sauces that me and Ace have done over the years. And it's worked over and over and over again. Now, in the very beginning, we were brand new. We didn't know much. We hesitated. We didn't, we were nervous, right? Unfamiliar, waiting for the right moment, everything what I'm talking about tonight, right? But when we learn through the experience of what we've gone through, we realize the success is always waiting for you on the other side when you make that decision, when you take action rapidly. Just adjust accordingly right afterwards, okay? Very important. Now, people think that the grass is greener on the other side. And we've seen this over the years as well, guys. Oh my God. So many people jump from one opportunity to the next opportunity to the next opportunity without ever learning anything, without ever growing a business, without ever making their first commission, their first sale, right? And that's not good, because what's happening is you never really got started. You never really had any results to share, right? People want to know that you're real. People want to know that you're really actually building a business, right? They don't want to say, oh yeah, well, I'm building a business, but you're not showing any action. You're not creating any content. You're not, producing any sales. You're not building anything, right? So you have to think about this. You have to, say, look, I got to buckle down and I have to start getting results. I have to figure this out, right? Yes, you'll have mentors, mentorship and support, such as with me and Ace, but understand that as you take action, you're going to figure this out with our help, right? And then as you go along your journey, you're going to realize that the grass was never greener on the other side, because you're going to realize that it was you that was holding you back all along. By you not taking action and by you holding back, you were holding back your own success. Think about that. Think about that. So what's the solution? We have to get out of that whole shiny object syndrome. That's the solution. Because things look great on the internet, don't they? Got a brand new wrapper, right? Oh, this system is going to save me. Oh, this system's going to save me. Well, aren't you a part of a system already? Right? Unless the system is broken, which that could happen. We've been through that, and we have to, make our own decision and step off, right? Then you have a problem, yes. But that's like, doesn't happen all the time. But when you are focused and you're trying to get results in your business, okay, that's when you start to crack things wide open. And you know what's great about that? You start to learn from that experience that you go through. And I think that's what me and Ace have learned over the years, and we sustain our business that way, is we learn that through the experience of all the downfalls and all the great successes as well. And that really changed a lot for us. I think that's what really, actually the pain of going through that journey is what really helped us have our success. Without that, I don't think the success would happen, because we have to go through that, right? Now, for us, we feel that people need more of a leg up, right? And we want to make sure that people have that opportunity like we do, right? And like also our team members are growing right now. We want you to have that same opportunity, right? Because if you have the right support and you have the right mindset and you do the top 5 things that are most important to you, okay, that I talked about earlier, then you're more likely to actually move forward and get the results that you truly deserve. Because I have a question for you. Do you deserve to have success? Do you deserve to have success? Can you answer that truthfully in your own mind right now? I know for a fact that you're looking at this video right now, and I can tell you right now, I can tell you straight up that I know for a fact that you truly deserve success. I know it for a fact. I can look straight at you right now in this camera, as you're looking at me right now in this video, that I know for a fact that you truly deserve success. Now here's $1 million question. Do you truly believe it yourself? Do you truly believe yourself that you deserve to have success? That you deserve to have it all? that you deserve to make more money. You deserve to have a better life. Those are the questions that you have to really answer. And you answer them by saying, well, of course I do. Because I want to change X, Y, Z. And the fourth and the fifth, like I taught you, right? And that's very important. See, I love talking about this stuff because it's so important, because it's more about, the journey that we've gone through and the lessons that we've learned along the way, that we can share those pitfalls with you. We can share those lessons so you don't have to go through those pitfalls like we did, right? So let me ask you something. And this is very important, okay? What's the one thing that's been holding you back from taking full action? When we say full action, and I'm saying me and Ace, that means take massive action. No excuses, right? You don't let the outside world dictate your entrepreneur spirit, all right? So that's an important question, and I want to know, what do you think is holding you back? Like, what's that one thing that's holding you back from taking that full, massive action? All right? Let me know in the chat. Let me go over here to the chat over here. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Awesome. Everybody's watching us as well. Some people are shy, I get it, Let's see here. Michelle says, total support from my mentors and teammates, community. We have to step up and pass on what we've learned, and those coming in, because you don't want them to feel like they've been floundering. That is the worst feeling. No, I am not feeling so confident and so much, so much stronger than I was a month ago. So yeah, so Michelle, she wasn't really confident before, right? Because of what I've been just talking about in this live. But now she's confident. Why? She got the support. She's taking massive action. She's not letting any excuses get in her way. She knows what she wants. She knows what she wants to change. She knows her why. She knows how to get emotionally connected to what she wants, right? And that changes everything, right? There's no such thing as a perfect time. Just jump in, and the scary part is behind you. Yeah, good point. Good point. Let's see. Isaiah says, just getting rid of a negative mindset. Yeah, that's really the key, because we have things that happen in life, right? Life gets in the way, things happen, and it is a challenge. We get that negative mindset, right? We get the negative things creeping in when we're having challenges. And the goal is to never lose sight of what you want in the present moment, okay? That thought, that feeling, that emotional state I was talking about earlier, you can't lose sight of that in the present moment, okay? The future is speculative, and the past is already done. So whatever you've done, whatever you had a negative mindset about, doesn't matter. What matters is right now, and what we can change right now, right? Right now is the most important. What can we change right now? Because that will determine our future, what we change right now. Thinking about the future, that doesn't matter, right? You got to build your future now. So think about right now, about how do I remove those negative thoughts, and how do I bring in the things that really matter to me so I feel inspired. So those are the things that matter to me. So I wake up every day, I'm charged up, I feel really, really great. I know what direction I'm heading towards, right? I know what I want. That's what matters. That's what matters. And again, don't let anyone or anything, disturb you or interrupt you from what you know you want. Because people will pull you down, right? Like I said earlier, people will pull you down. Crabs in the bucket. Remember that, okay? So yeah, negative thoughts, no entrepreneur likes to be around negative people. I hate it. I hate being around negative people, right? Everybody deals with their own thing. Everybody deals with their own challenges. You got to get a strong mindset on that and just charge forward, right? Just no entrepreneur who's successful, especially who is successful, do not like being around negativity. They, on purpose, stay away from negativity. They focus on getting people in their lives to bring them more positivity, more inspiration, so they can just keep growing and growing and growing, right? That's why we have a mastermind that people come together every week, and we learn and we grow and we learn some great marketing strategies and formulas, right? Because everything online is strategy and formula. And we teach those things, right? We inspire people to take action. And it's awesome. We see many great people take action and learn some great new things they didn't learn before, right? So yeah. So let's go into the next thing I want to talk about here. Do you think fear of failure, or do you think about fear of success is what's stopping you more right now? Is it fear of failure or fear of success? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Okay? Hey, Richard, how you doing? Nice to see you. So let me know in the chat, guys. Do you think it's fear of failure or fear of success? Now, this is important because you'd be surprised. Some people don't take action because they're afraid of, like, oh my God, what if this works? What am I going to do? Right? So and some people like that. And some people are just afraid of failing. So you have to ask yourself, do you think it's fear of failure, or do you think it's fear of actually success, like actually really making it? Right? What would that mean? What would that mean if you actually made it? What would that mean if you're making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month? What would your life look like? What would that feel like? Would that feel overwhelming to you? Would you feel scared? Do you have the proper relationship with money? Are you afraid of money? Are you afraid to ask for the sale? Okay? Normally when people are afraid of success, they're afraid to ask for money because they're afraid to make more money because they don't have a good relationship with money. And it can be vice versa too, right? But mostly people are afraid of success because they're afraid, oh my God, what if I make a lot of money? What do I do? I'm not used to that, right? Many different fears out there, guys, right? I mean, you might be saying, I make a lot of money, I'll be great. No, you don't know. If you never made a lot of money, you don't know what it feels like when you start making a lot of money until you get there, right? I'm not trying to scare you. It's just reality, right? You don't know. When you make a lot of money, things do change. So how does that feel to you, right? Again, use that. If money was no option, if I had all the money in the world, what would I do? How would I change my life? What would be the first thing? What would be the second thing? What would be the third thing, fourth, and fifth? What would I do? Start picturing it in your mind. And if any negative mindset, anything like that creeps in, push it away. And let's get more positive, let's get more inspiring. And that will change everything for you. And then you'll start changing. Because you'll see the big picture. And you won't see what everybody else sees. The majority of people, 80-20 principle. 80% what? Will fail, 20% will make it. Why? Because they will see things in a way that other people don't see. Right? Like I see things in a different way than a lot of people. I want you to see things that way. If you've been struggling, you've been failing, I want you to see things in a whole different way. Because once you see things in the way that I'm talking about, you'll never, ever unsee it again. And that changes everything for you in your success and what you're trying to accomplish with your goals. Okay? So, yeah, guys, man, drop a comment. Let me know. Are you tired of playing small? Right? Are you tired of playing small? Are you in a company that's giving you tiny checks? And it's just not really getting you anywhere? And you feel like you're just on a hamster wheel spinning your wheels over and over and over? And you're not just really making any life-changing income? Right? Put it in the comments. Or give me a fire emoji. And let me know. You want some big money, right? What's that game? Wheel of Fortune, right? You spin the wheel, and they're saying, big money, let's go. Big money, right? You deserve it. You deserve to have big money. You deserve to make more money in your life. You deserve to have more in your life, right? Don't push it away. It's already there waiting for you in the present moment by the decisions that you make without the crabs in the bucket, all right? Let's see here. Richard, some people fear failure. The only thing I fear is saying the wrong thing and turning people off, or people think I'm scamming them or report me. You know what? That's a good one, Richard. I'm gonna dive in that one a little bit because that's really, really important, guys. So Richard is afraid of how people think about him, okay? And Richard's also afraid of what people think of, like, oh, well, is this a scam, right? So, we've gotten that, especially when we first got started, right? And this is where the belief system comes in, right? When people worry about what other people think about what they're doing, if they think it's a scam or whatever, it's because you haven't built up your belief enough yet to not let that even creep in, right? Like in the very beginning, okay? Yeah. Maybe they can't hear me. Let me see. Hello? Okay. All right. So I'm hearing that I can't be heard. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. Maybe it's the level here. I don't know. I have to figure it out next time. Okay. So I want you to think about that, right? So what can Richard do to change those circumstances? You have to stop thinking about what other people think about. Because if you don't, you're going to always let someone else's circumstances run your own life. And you have to start learning how to run your own life without other people's thoughts and what they think about. Now, here's the thing. People are always going to have their own opinions, okay? And that's never going to change. But you can't let other people's opinions and circumstances affect what you do. Because what happens is they actually have their own issues, their own problems that they're bringing into the conversation that has nothing to do with what you're doing at all. At all. Maybe they tried something. Maybe somebody told them, oh, you should be doing those home-based business things because it's a scam. Why? Oh, it never worked out for me. Well, we don't know why it didn't work out for you, right? Maybe the person didn't even take action. Maybe the person didn't have the right mindset, right? Maybe the person didn't do the homework and what's the top 5 things that really matter to that person. And get their belief a lot stronger in what they're doing and not freeze up and take massive action. And learn how to be a marketer instead of saying they want to be a marketer. It's 2 different distinctions, right? So Richard, don't listen to anybody. Don't let anybody's circumstances affect what you want to accomplish. I'll tell you a quick story. I remember my friends, they laughed at me when I first said, I'm going to go online, I'm going to build a business and make some money. They laughed at me. Oh, you're going to make some money online? Ha, 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 ha. They laughed at me. I said, okay, so you're laughing. All right. Well, I got to go. I got some stuff I got to do. And you know what? They don't laugh anymore. I got respect now. I got respect because I didn't let anybody's circumstances or anybody's influence or anybody's thought process of what they've gone through in their past affect my present moment or the way that I'm thinking. And that, what I just told you, is very, 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 very powerful. Because, again, the present moment, my circumstances in my present moment matter to me more than anything else. No outside voice, does not matter. If I got to do something, I got to do it. Ain't nobody going to do it for me. So you mean to tell me I'm going to have someone tell me that I can't do something because they think about something? No. I'm not going to ruin my life because of somebody else's belief system. I have my own belief system that I control. I call the shots. I call my own destiny. I don't want nobody writing my own destiny. Make sense, right? So Richard, keep working on your mindset. Get stronger. Let all that go. You have to learn to let things go. The more you learn to let things go, the stronger your mindset will become. If you let things affect you, the weaker your mindset becomes. Build that mindset up and get stronger by building up your own belief system where no one can crack that surface. All right, let's see where we're going here. Let's see here. Joe Hinkle. Rich, one of my biggest fear is not coming off as a leader. Okay, let's talk about that, Joe. And this is normal with a lot of people. including myself. And I think with the story I'm going to tell you, it's going to help you understand a little bit better. When I first got started in the very beginning in 2008, I felt a little bit intimidated because I joined a company called Carbon Copy Pro, and that was back in 2008. Great company, right? They're not around no more, but I met a lot of great entrepreneurs. But they were very, very successful, and they were telling me, what I have to do and all this kind of stuff. But I felt intimidated, and I felt like, wow, I look up these guys. These guys are great leaders, right? These girls are great leaders, right? However, I put myself down in the very beginning because I thought to myself, oh, I can never do that, right? And that kind of slowed me down a little bit in the very beginning. That really didn't give me any confidence. I still did what I did, but then I started working on my mindset. I started changing the way I was thinking. I started studying more, a lot more mindset, a lot more like different books, different audios, mostly audios. So a lot of Jim Rohn helped me out, let me tell you. I'll tell you, Jim Rohn, The Compound Effect, Daryl Hardy, really helped me out a lot. Is it Darren or Daryl? It might be Darren. But he helped me out a lot with The Compound Effect. Mike Dillard, Magnetic Sponsoring, oh my God, was that a savior? Because help me understand the truth about becoming a leader, okay? Now, I'll tell you this, okay? Joe, there's two different frequencies. There's a beta frequency and an alpha frequency. The beta frequency is when someone doesn't believe they can become a leader. That's a beta frequency. The individual that believes they can become a leader starts stepping up into the alpha frequency, all right? And what that means, you become on a higher level of being in that alpha state. And this is not alpha like being an alpha male, because a female could be an alpha in business along with a male, okay? So what it is right now, when you say those things, Joe, you're in that beta frequency, that beta level. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, that's where we all start, okay? So how do we change that? How do we solve that problem? How do we change that frequency from going to a beta frequency to an alpha frequency? The way that we change that is to becoming more, is to work on ourselves more. And if we look at Jim Rohn, great personal development speaker, the godfather, oh my God, of personal development, I miss him so much. He talked about work harder on yourself than you do at a job, right? So my saying is work harder on yourself when you're first running a business. Keep running your business, but keep working harder on you so your business becomes better, right? So, and it's the same thing if you had a job. You keep working on yourself, you keep getting stronger. You keep getting better. But how do we get better, right? I always like to do the how to as well. How do we, improve ourselves? How do we turn into that leader, to build that charisma, so people feel attracted to us, right? Attraction marketing. Become the hunted, not the hunter. How does that happen? It happens from focusing on ourselves to become more, working on our mindset, and then we have to move on working on our marketing mindset. So we have two different mindsets. We have our mindset with right here in our minds, but we also have our mindset with marketing. They do come together, all right? They both matter. So with the marketing mindset is what we're learning and how we're growing. And as we learn and we grow, we want to share what we learn and as we grow. What that does elevates you from that beta mindset, and you're starting to step up and creep up into the alpha mindset. Because now you're not just thinking about yourself, you're thinking about how to become a leader by giving more and giving back, right? The old saying goes, right, it's better to give than receive. And it's so true with business as well. The more that you give, the more you receive. We've done so many lives over the years, and we've closed very big deals, high tickets on lives, okay? But there's lives that we've done that we've never made any sales. But that's okay, right? But we still want to give, right? People always come because of what you've put into yourself. And what you put into yourself is what you give out there in the marketplace. And as you grow and you become more knowledgeable, you share that knowledge. Now you have your place in the marketplace where now you become an alpha, where you become a leader, where now it doesn't matter what anybody says, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, and your mindset right now, it doesn't matter what you're thinking right now because now you understand the person that you're going to become, right? And here's another example. When somebody creates content for the first time, they get scared. They don't know what to post. Let's say it's video. Oh my God, I want to be on video, right? But if they have someone supporting them and guide them along the process of what to do on video, right? That's why we have our own coaching program. We coach people, right, step by step. They know what to do, and they take action, and they learn and they grow from that. And then when they learn and grow from that, guess what they do? They take those lessons and they go, hey, now I want to teach that, right? So our philosophy, is learn and do and teach. Learn, do, and teach. Very, very important, right? And this is a gold nugget I'm giving everybody here on this call tonight, because you're able to learn how to become that alpha, getting that alpha state, so that way people can look at you like you're just not another person that's just trying to make a sale. Everybody right now online is out there. There's so much competition out there. And most of them are all trying to make a sale. And they're the 80%ers in the beta mindset and the beta frequency. However, if you listen to what I'm telling you tonight, and you take action what I'm telling you to do, learn more, be proactive, get out there, start teaching. Even if it's the smallest thing, it doesn't matter, right? You know something. Everybody here knows something. Teach it. Believe in yourself that you are the leader before you become that leader. It has to start off with you believing that you can become that leader. And I just gave you a roadmap. Now, I didn't invent this roadmap. I call it the yellow brick road. Everybody's has gone down that yellow brick road already. All you have to do is follow that same yellow brick road. The successful ones follow that yellow brick road. The ones, they go off the beaten path and they get screwed up. Because they don't do the work. They don't put in the work. They don't say, you know what? Okay, Rich, that makes sense. I want to become that leader. Starting today, I'm going to say to myself, I'm going to start creating an affirmation for myself and saying, starting today, I am becoming a leader. And start being more proactive and learn some skill sets, right? That's why we have that mastermind to teach people how to, learn those skill sets and everything. You, however, are part of a community that shares skill sets as well, which is very, very powerful. And you know what I'm talking about, Joe. Okay? And you take those golden nuggets, and you learn and you apply them. And then you share it. Right? Look, generate leads. Okay, boom. Right? You're almost there. You're about to start blowing things up. So when those things start happening, I want you to share everything, document it, everything. And you start to understand how this business works. Start building your audience. I always like keeping it in simple pillars, right? So I got 3 pillars of build, engage, and sell. Build, engage, and sell. Learn, do, teach. Another 3 pillars, right? Keep it very, very simple, okay? If you follow those principles, you will learn. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you got the book Magnetic Sponsoring from Mike Dillard, Joe, but if you haven't yet, I highly, highly recommend it. That's what saved me. When I read that book, I go, well, that's how it works, right? It solved that major problem that I was looking for, when I didn't have confidence in myself, when I didn't think I would become the leader. I was like, oh my God, I feel intimidated because these guys are up there and I'm just little old me way down here not getting any results yet, right? So if I could help you, I could share that path with you, the same path that I followed and Ace followed as well. Because when I met Ace, the first thing I told Ace was, read this book. Read this book. No, read the book first, then we'll talk. And you know what? That's what she did. She read the book. And now she's like, oh my God, I've been building my business the wrong way this whole time before I ever met you. And everything changed. So Joe, Magnetic Sponsoring, okay? Mike Dillard. All right, Mike Dillard. Matter of fact, I'll have Ace give you the link straight to the book so you don't have to go searching for it. Okay? This is going to help you understand. And not only that, I want you to get inside my head. I got inside Mike Dillard's head. Now I want you to get inside my head so you understand how I look at things. Remember I said earlier about the mindset and someone who's successful and how we look at things? I want you to step up and look at it that way as well. And that book is going to help you change your perception on how you see things. Remember, we have the mindset here, but we also have the marketing mindset as well. There's two different parts here, okay? And you can do this, and you are a leader. I mean, I've talked to you a little bit, and I can tell you have a lot of potential, but you just never had anybody guide you. And now you have that guidance, okay? So, and if you feel like down or something, and you feel like, you know, I'm feeling down, I feel like I'm just, you know, not a leader or whatever, you know, send us a message. We'll have a call with you. We don't mind, right? You know, like we help people. We care about people's success. When people say that, most people out there are not really that genuine. There's some people that are, but we're one of the few that actually are genuine, that really care about people's success. When they can give us a call, right? Get connected on video call and say, hey Joe, what's going on? How do you feel today? Let me know what's bothering you. Or if you're having a struggle, what are you struggling with? Like right now, you just shared something with me that I can help you overcome that struggle. That's why we are here. That's the point. And I truly believe that you are going to do amazing, amazing. Because you do have a hunger and you do have a drive, right? But now you understand how to become that leader, right? Move over from that beta frequency to the alpha frequency. Very, very important, okay? And I can share some more other stuff with you in the future after you read that Magnetic Sponsoring book to really help your mindset a little bit more. All right? I hope that really helped you, Joe. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. As I said, people are scared that if they get too big and people act like they are, like the 1% will question them. Or the 1% will question them. Well, for me, you know, I know what you mean by that, because, you know, I know my friends, they thought like, oh, well, you know, now that you're, you know, doing great, Rich, you know, you're not going to talk to us. And the reality is that wasn't the case. I ended up hanging out with my friends, you know, after becoming successful, and I didn't change. I just was the same person. I still had conversations with them normally. You know what I mean? And they respect me. I respect them. I let bygones be bygones, right? When they were laughing, you know, I don't care about them no more. That's in the past. Right? I care about the present. How could I have a better relationship with them? How could I communicate better with them? How could I inspire them to, maybe they want to do something. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing, but maybe I could say something to inspire them about what path they want to take, right? Always a giver, Joe. Always a giver, Joe, right? And that's why, you know, we get along great now, right? Because I didn't rub it in their faces like, oh, I'm successful now. No, didn't do that. Didn't do that. All I did was like, hey guys, good to see you again. But they were constantly asking me questions about like, hey Rich, where'd you travel to? What have you done? You know what I mean? Like, they want to know. So I'm going to answer those questions, right? But wasn't the first one to say anything. You know, I keep my success silent, right? My noise that I do online, everything that I do speaks for itself. Ace's noise speaks for herself, right? So, yeah, but I know what you mean by that. You know, some people are, you know, they do get like that, and it happens. It happens. All right. Oh my God, 9:02 already? Man, time's flying by. I'll stay here for a couple more minutes, guys. I know we started a little bit later due to Facebook tech issues. But yeah, I'll stay a couple more minutes with you guys. Any more questions, any more comments, let me know in the comment section. And something happened with Facebook earlier. They actually reset my stream key. Usually I was using the same key over and over. So when I went live, it didn't go live. It was weird. But we took care of it. I'm here. So yeah, I love when you guys communicate with me like this and you really open up and let me know what you feel, what you're going through. This is how I can help you and serve you to become better, right? This is why we do the lives. This is why we actually like doing these lives, right? When we first started, it was called a hot seat, and it was just to really help answer a lot of questions. But I like talking about things like this because, it could help you open up a little bit here, and we could help solve problems, with this conversation. Because when I have a live like this, I feel like it's not really a live, it's just like us in a room together, and we're just having this conversation and learning and growing, right, from each other. Because we're all in the trenches. We're all there, right? Like if I start running my business, nothing happens, right? Same thing with you. The only difference is I've grown, and my mindset has, achieved a lot of great things. I want you to achieve great things. So if I can sit here with you, like if we're in a room together, that's what it feels like to me, then we can have a conversation, and I can help you overcome hurdles that you're dealing with. You're always going to have, roadblocks. You're always going to have hurdles and things like that. And some of the things that you might tell me, I've probably already gone through, and I could help you overcome that hurdle that you're currently going through, right? You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's important to, come to these lives and don't be afraid. Open up where we could actually grow and have breakthroughs, okay? That's what it's all about, guys, just having breakthroughs. Awesome. Let's see. Isaiah says, great tips, Rich. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the tips. Yeah, we're just down to earth real, you know what I mean? That's what we do. We're here like every single Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do put out content, daily on Facebook pretty much. On YouTube, we do weekly videos. Sometimes we add a few more, but mostly it's a weekly video. We do a lot of we have a lot of conversations online, closing sales and stuff. That's why we don't have time to make too many videos, because we're constantly closing sales and we're constantly meeting new people like all the time, and that's where that's where the rubber meets the road, right? So that's why you don't see a lot of videos on YouTube. But every week we like to put these videos on live. So this video will probably be up tonight or tomorrow on YouTube. Awesome. Guys, I want to thank you for being here this evening, and it means a lot to me when you guys really open up and be vulnerable with me, because it lets me know that you guys are being real with me as much as I'm being real with you. And if I could help overcome any challenges that you're having, then I know I did my good deed for the day. You know what I mean? And I know that I could change someone's life, and I could just say that, I put my head on the pillow this evening, and I really feel good about that, right? That my message can help overcome challenges for someone's life. So, all right, guys. So with that being said, we're going to cut this live, and it's been a little bit over an hour now. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you. Stay tuned for more great content from Ace and Rich. And if you've been stuck and you've been struggling, and maybe you're not getting the support that you truly deserve, hit us up, give us a message, or go to meetaceandrich.com. Very simple, meetaceandrich.com, and from there you can book a 15-minute consult with us, 20-minute consults, and we can find out what's holding you back in your business. Okay. All right, guys. So take care. My name is Rich Guzman, and we'll see you next week with Ace, because Ace will be back at that time. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care.